Hello everyone, Trophy Wine Hunter. Welcome back to my wine channel. Today I'm doing a short video. One of my subscribers had a great question. He's mentioned that I use the word austere a lot in my videos when I describe some red wines and wanted to know what I meant. So I'm going to use this video to try and explain. Firstly, let's deal with the pronunciation of the word. I pronounce it austere and because of the word austerity. But I think the correct pronunciation is austere. I think both are okay, but I'll have those of you that are English majors out there give me your comments as to whether what's the correct pronunciation, whether both can be pronounced that way. So anyways, I pronounce it austere. So what does austere mean? Technically, it means a severe or strict in manner, attitude, or appearance. It can also mean having an extremely plain and simple style or appearance. What does that mean for wines? Firstly, the word austere is not a physical term. It's not a descriptor, a physical descriptor like plums, oaky, black cherries, tobacco. It's more a feeling that the wine gives you. And I sometimes think that with wine people, we sometimes use bigger words, so that we hope that people don't actually call us on it, because we kind of don't know exactly what to describe. So austere is, I think the easiest way to describe it is describe what it isn't and kind of give you some examples of wines that I find austere. So what it isn't. So if a wine is very giving in terms of fruit forward, very generous with its fruit, that's the exact opposite of austere. So for me, there's certain wines that are typically austere. And one of them is Chateau Montrose. So this is a wine, the 96, which I have reviewed on this channel. I'll put a link to my video. I had it in one of my wine nights. Typically, I find Montrose austere. And by that I mean is that it is very precise, it's very formal. It's almost like, a person that just puts their sweater on and, it's all no creases, as compared to someone's maybe slouching a little bit or more casual. That's not a good or bad term. I want to make that clear. It's just a style that's very precise, very rigid, I guess, and very not generous with its fruit. It takes some time. And so that's what I find with Montrose. I need a lot of years and a lot of aeration before it really performs and it brings out its aroma. Another wine I find sometimes austere, which particularly in younger wines, is Liévin Lacasse. And so that's a good example for a wine because I love Liévin Lacasse as a wine. It's not a negative thing. It's a very precise wine. It's formal, and it's very distinct of what it wants to show you. It's not kind of one of these wines that it's just muddled and you get lots of different flavors and you let it kind of come to you. This wine is very precise in terms of what it wants to say to you. To me, that is the beauty of wine. It's not something like 1 + 2 = 3 or 1 + 1 = 2. Wine doesn't work that way. So as an example, I don't like high alcohol wines. Well, why do I like some Napa wines? Why do I like certain Chateauneuf-du-Pape wines? Don't know. Likewise, I love Bordeaux wines, but there's certain wines that just don't speak to me. It's not scientific, not totally. And I think that's really important for us as wine drinkers. I think sometimes we get too caught up in the point ratings and the tastes when we really should be focusing on how it makes us feel. And it's very personal. And so what we do with these wine descriptors, and at least what I try to do with my wine descriptors, is to give people a sense of how I feel about the wine. And different people react to different things better. So some people understand physical traits like, oh, it's plummy, black cherry, it's got anise aromas, it's citrusy. Some people react better to more feelings to wines, like austere. It's very opulent, it's very exotic. And some people react better or understand better when you talk about feelings that it invokes. Like, it makes me feel like I'm at the seaside. It makes me feel like I'm at home by the fireplace. It reminds me of a barn. It reminds me of my youth, in a big city, whatever. So I think that's really what we try to do when we describe wines. We try to let people know kind of how we feel about the wines. And these terms, sometimes they're not quite defined, but the hope is that it conveys messages or more communication to the person that you're trying to communicate to. I would be very interested in hearing what my viewers and subscribers think about the word austere, what they when they use the word, what they're trying to kind of communicate. Hope this has been useful. Until next time, happy drinking.